guys, Transition Coach 50 here. We're here today to talk about social media. As you may recall, over at Transition Coach 50, we're here to help men over 45 re-enter the dating scene, do so successfully, do so confidently, and helping them reaching their goals. Social media is going to be an important tool in doing so. It's a very non-threatening way to meet multiple people, be able to communicate and have dialogue, and really help you expand your network and meet new folks. If this sounds interesting to you, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and let's get going. What's up guys, Transition Coach 50 here. We're here today to talk about social media. Social media is going to be a very important tool as you look to re-enter the dating market. Why? Let me tell you. 3.6 billion people on social media, guys. Huge. Where comparatively on dating apps, you got 30% of adults in the United States on dating apps. You got a very huge number here. You're going to be able to meet and interact with a lot of people. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the platforms that are most popular today. Number one, Facebook, right? Facebook was kind of the first to come out. It's still considered kind of the market leader, if you will. And Facebook is still very prevalent. And I'm going to recommend to you that you consider putting up a Facebook profile, okay? Facebook is going to be an area where you find more older folks gravitate towards Facebook. People that have been on social media for quite some time are going to be on Facebook and historically having those accounts. Facebook's a good way to share content, interact, kind of show things that are going on throughout your life, and again, be able to interact with others and ideally meet people that you might be potentially interested in dating. Okay? Instagram, also owned by Facebook, very popular today, and I'd say probably the most popular around younger people in America today. And we're going to talk more about this. Number three is Twitter. Twitter's an interesting social media site that I see more as leveraging for news and getting content around somewhere. Say, for example, you had some company you were interested in and you follow them on Twitter, you'll get a lot of updates from that company, whether it's new products, releases, specials they may be having, and that type of thing. I don't see Twitter as extremely relevant for our scope, as our scope is really interacting and meeting with other folks, sharing messages there. So I don't see Twitter very important there, but it is the number 3 social media app, and I at least wanted to talk about it. Another platform that didn't make the top 5 in social media, but I think very relevant in dating today, especially around young people, is Snapchat. Snapchat's very interesting in that folks under 30, you're going to see using Snapchat quite a bit. It's a very safe and secure way that people wish to share content, photos, messages, that kind of thing. It's got some unique attributes where messages disappear and people can see if you took a picture of the picture they may have sent you and that type of thing. And so it's just an area that younger folks gravitate to a little bit more. I want you to be aware of it. I'm really not going to look to push you towards getting Snapchat. If you'd like to check it out and have it, okay. But if nothing else, I wanted you to be aware of it, especially if you have goals of dating or meeting people under 30. You'll run into Snapchat quite a bit. And so again, I wanted to bring that to your attention. Okay? Of these and what we're talking about, my personal opinion and where I've seen the most success is around Instagram. We're going to play to the odds here when we talk, guys. And again, you would meet different people and different women that would say, oh, I don't like Instagram, I like Facebook better, or I only Snapchat and do that type of thing. We're always going to come back to playing the odds, right? We're going to look to not eliminate big groups of people, and we're going to look to play the odds and do what's going to be most likely in our favor there. The scope always being here at Transition Coach 50, we're looking to help you meet women to get back into the dating scene, and so that's always going to be the message that we're marching towards, okay? So as we look at these different sites, Instagram for me is going to be the number one. If you did nothing else, let's take a look at Instagram, and the reason that I'd say that is for women under 40 especially, you're going to see this as the top site that they're leveraging. It's a great way to be able to get previews into their life, see what's kind of going on with them, their likes, their dislikes, kind of hear a little bit about their personality, and it's a great way to be able to interact privately and personally, and we'll talk more about that, okay? So in order, my recommendations would be, let's get an Instagram account, potentially a Facebook account, okay? As we look to do this, all I'm really going to ask of you is, let's build a profile. That way you've got a username, you're able to be in that world, you're part of the game, and you're able to follow people, they can follow you back, and you can interact. We can talk later about posting, what should you post, how do you interact, what do those messages look like? But at first, just here's why a social media, broad scale, mass ability to meet people and interact with folks globally, okay? Top sites would be in top 2 that I'd recommend you focus on and why, okay? Let's talk about some of those benefits of social media. All right, let's get right into it. One, there's a big difference between meeting someone. Let's say you're at the gym and there's a girl you may be potentially interested in. It's delicate, right? You don't want to make her uncomfortable and ask for her number, and then you've got to come to the gym every day and you're both uncomfortable, and that can be a bit awkward. Whereas if you can strike up some dialogue, talk a little bit, and say to someone, hey, you seem cool, I wouldn't mind following you on Instagram, would that be okay? That's much less threatening than asking for a phone number, okay? Much less threatening. And think of all the differences. If I get a phone number, all I've got is an ability to call or text, whereas when I've got someone's Instagram account and I'm following them, right, I'm able to get a lot of insight into their life. I'm able to see, do they have dogs? Do they like to hike? Are they posting pictures drinking wine every day? Are they posting political content? If so, does that content align with how I feel? Right? You're able to somewhat feel their energy a little bit, if you will, as you're moving through this process and get just a little glimpse. Okay? And remember, whatever you're posting, they're getting that glimpse back, but nonetheless, you're able to get that glimpse into the potential person that you may have interest in and maybe potentially interested in dating. Okay? So one is it's just much less threatening to ask for that and be able to connect with them, if you will, on this social media platform. Okay? Two, it's a very predominant vehicle, right? We just said 3.6 billion people on social media. I would say to you that if your target is to meet and interact with women less than 40, it would be an extremely rare situation that somebody's just not on social media. And if so, I'd like to hear the story, because there's probably a story around that, or you've just got an extremely rare person. Again, let's play to the masses, let's play to the statistics. We're going to assume people are going to be on social media, and again, it's a great way to interact and socialize. Okay? Insight we talked about a lot, a bit here in terms of, hey, there's this girl at the gym that I mentioned, I want to see what she's into. I know that she's probably into going to the gym a little bit, but again, is she posting fitness videos, food videos? Is she talking about that maybe she's a vegetarian, or her insights? Again, you're going to get a lot of insight here, and it's also a connection way that maybe if you share interests, you can start to talk about that and start to build those commonalities and create a way to have dialogue and start to create that bond, okay? Direct connection. I've talked about this a little bit. It's an amazing thing. Hey guys, I grew up in an area where I didn't have a cell phone till even later in life, not like these young folks today. And let me tell you, it is absolutely amazing. If you haven't been on social media now, think about it. Already we've said it's less threatening to ask somebody if you can connect with them and follow them. You get to look into what they're doing in their life and get that insight. And now I can directly communicate with them privately and discreetly, right? So if I take that person, let's stay with the gym example, and now I want to say, comment, whether it's, hey, how are you doing? Or, hey, I saw that you were eating this food last night. I love that food, or I love that restaurant, or that type of thing. You have that ability to build that direct connection. We'll talk in a bit about what you should and shouldn't do, and my thoughts around when it is and isn't okay to reach out directly, and what those direct reach outs may look like. But nonetheless, you've got that direct connection right there at any time, which is just as good as being able to text with them, plus all these other benefits, okay? And we talked about it, it's your largest audience. You're gonna have a larger audience than dating apps or any other mechanism or vehicle to be able to interact with women and do so successfully. Thank you for joining us today on Social Media Part 1. We got Part 2 coming soon. I hope you've enjoyed this content. If you're someone who's been on social media for some time, please comment below. Let's help our community by sharing some of your successes, some of your challenges, and help arm our brotherhood so that we can re-enter the dating scene and do so successfully. As I mentioned, Part 2 on social media coming out soon. If you've enjoyed Part 1, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, stay tuned, more coming soon.